I said 1:30. It's almost 2, and the kids aren't back yet.
Maybe Louise got stuck in traffic.
We're celebrating my mother's birthday, her kid's grandmother, and she doesn't even show up. And of course, she turned off her cell phone.
Give her a chance. I'm fine here. I don't mind waiting.
I'm sorry about your birthday, Mom. Want a refill?
No, thank you. Enough refills. Besides, your pacing around makes me dizzy. What's that you're reading? Les lendemains d'une séparation. What's that about?
It's French, Mom. It's about couples splitting up. Wanna bet she forgot about it? Since she left me, she doesn't care about anything anymore. Except maybe the time she spent in Roberto's arms.
Don't start, Mark. It will hurt you more if you keep harping on about it.
Harm's been done, Mom. To think she went with the owner of a beauty salon. There I was, a stupid jerk, working at the garage while she was having an affair with her boss behind my back.
And now she just washed you right out of her hair.
Thanks, Mom. That's really helping.
What can you do about it? And what's the point of living in the past? Mark, you should concentrate on the future.
That's what I'm doing. If I ever run into the guy, I'll give him a tune-up. I'll rotate his head for free.
Oh, just go and check on your dinner instead of being silly. Yeah, must be for you.
Berger Mechanics? Hello.
Mark, it's Louise. I'm on my way. I took the kids to the movie. It lasted longer than I expected.
To a movie? That's your excuse. It's my mother's birthday today, remember? She's been waiting all afternoon for those kids. The cake's getting dry, and you don't even care.
Stop yelling at me. I'm just a bit late.
A bit late? Jeez. If I want the kids for Christmas, should I ask you to bring them on Halloween?
If you're going to go on like this, Marc Berger, then there's no point talking.
Why are you so mad, Mom?
That will teach me to apologize to your father. We're a bit late, but it's just because I wanted you guys to have fun.
Know who you were with.
Leave me alone. It's none of your business.
Don't tell me you were at the salon giving someone a perm and highlights at that time at night. Louise, I'm talking to you.
If you must know, I've met somebody else.
You can't do this to me! You can't do this to the kids! You can't do this to the kids! You can't do this to the kids! That's all I needed.
I hope you didn't inherit your father's temper.
Come on, Mom.
I'm sorry, Jeremy. You're a good kid. I'm just a little tired, okay?
Yeah, I know. You went to bed late last night. Me neither, I couldn't sleep.
You take care of your brother, okay? And don't forget to call me right away if you need anything.
I know, Mom.
Oh, I almost forgot. Here's the bill for your swimming club. Give it to your father. He's supposed to pay that.
Come on, Mom. Just mail it to him if you don't want to give it to him in person.
You know your father. He never opens his mail. He waits for the collection office to call him before he pays his bills.
They're here, finally. I thought you'd never make it. What did you go see, Titanic?
No, we went to a horror movie, Dad. It was awesome. There was blood everywhere, and somebody died almost every time I had a bite of popcorn.
Your mother lets you see stuff like that.
Mark, I think everybody's hungry. Go and serve that nice lasagna I saw in the oven.
It's not a lasagna, it's cheese soufflé. But after 2 hours, it collapsed.
Cool, I like lasagna better anyway.
I don't get it, Louise. You got a brand new car, a heat pump, everything you need. I spent all my nights at home. Where did I go wrong?
That's just it. You treat me like a piece of furniture. When was the last time we laughed together, Mark? When was the last time we really had fun together?
Couples have their low points. It's normal. We can't be passionate like in the movies.
But we never do anything anymore. That's not normal. And it's been going on for too long. I can't believe it. Jeremy's school bag.
My Lord, we won't run out of salad?
There might be less cheese soufflé than I thought.
Hey, here, Dad. Almost forgot to give you this.
For me? Come on, Melanie. It's your grandma's birthday. You're supposed to give her a present. You're a swimming club bill. Since when? Your mother's always paid it before.
Mark, is it really the time to talk about that?
What does the woman take me for? An ATM machine? You tell your mother that I had it up to here with Jeremy's piano lessons on top of his school expenses? And if she doesn't like it, she can get a subsidy from that curly-haired Roberto.
Tell her yourself, okay? I'm tired of being the messenger. It's like you can't even run your own lives.
Mark, pass me the salad dressing, please.
Think you'll make it very far in school without your books, big boy? I have to run. I won't disrupt your little party any longer.
Since you're here, why don't you take this with you?
Sorry, Mark. I can't afford to pay this anymore. I bought the kids some new clothes last week.
Don't you think I pay my share?
Things have changed. We have to do things differently now.
Hold on there. Things have changed for you. You're the one who left. It's not my job to pick up the pieces from the mess you made. You want to have a fling with Mr. Hairspray? Be my guest, but don't come crying to me. You're the one who left your family.
You're so narrow-minded, Marc Berger. Listening to you just reminds me how much I couldn't stand you anymore.
You think you're so great. Well, I've got news for you. My lawyer will set you straight. You won't be laughing when you're standing in front of the judge. I guarantee it, Louise.
Your threats don't scare me anymore, Mark. I've got my own lawyer. Two can play this game. As you say, I guarantee it.
I don't like it since Mom left. They fight even more now.
Everything will be fine. You'll see.
We could take a trip south, Louise, if you want. Just give us another chance.
I've made up my mind, Mark. I just didn't know how to tell you.
You'll regret it. I'll bet you be back here within a week, groveling to have me back.
I don't know about the future. But tonight, I do know what I want. There's no doubt in my mind.
It's my fault if they broke up.
Come on, Jeremy. Why do you say that?
Every time I lose something, my parents start fighting. And once I overheard Mom say that she was fed up with me and that she wanted to get away for a while.
You know very well that your mother loves you. Sometimes parents say things they don't really mean. When you get mad, don't you do the same, no?
Yeah.
I want you to get rid of this idea right out of your head, right now.
I love you, Grandma.
We decided to come to mediation because we were hoping to get some advice that could enlighten our mind of what's going on between us. Maybe because we're both maybe stressed out and we want to have someone else to be there to help us, you know, explain things and, you know, see things in a more different way and help us go through the problems that we're having. So we have these objectives of, you know, let's make it a better family for both of us and for everyone.
I decided to come to mediation because I wanted to resolve problems with my children, and I felt that it was an excellent tool because you were dealing with someone that was unbiased and neutral.
But my mom she's been complaining, she likes to complain a lot, and it was just driving me up the wall when she was just thinking about how my father put us in this situation. It just drove her nuts, and I was always in the middle, like I had nothing to do with it, but I was always here complaining, it just drive me nuts. So.
Ce qui est le plus difficile pour les enfants dont les parents se séparent, c'est pas le divorce en soi, comme tel. Le fait que les parents se séparent, c'est vraiment le degré, l'intensité des conflits qui persistent au moment du divorce. Les enfants, quand ils sont aux prises avec des parents qui sont très en conflit, sont très souvent souffrants. Les enfants aiment leurs deux parents, veulent continuer d'aimer les deux parents. Bon, chez les tout-petits, on va sentir beaucoup la détresse des petits, le plus souvent pas par la parole, parce qu'ils ne disent pas, ils ne mettent pas en mots leur peine, leur colère, leur peur. Ça va être beaucoup par des dérèglements, soit dans le sommeil, dans les rythmes de vie, dans leur sommeil, dans leurs humeurs, dans leur appétit, dans leur intérêt pour le jeu, dans leur capacité de continuer à jouer, à s'amuser. Alors, ils peuvent tomber malades aussi, ils peuvent faire des fièvres, ils peuvent donner donc toutes sortes de symptômes que l'on appelle des symptômes psychosomatiques, qui sont des messages de « ça va pas bien dans mon corps, ça va pas bien dans mon cœur ».
When they were arguing, I wouldn't feel good. They would always be sometimes always be fighting.
Par la personne. Je voudrais qu'ils écoutent les enfants quand ils disent quelque chose.
C'est très touchant en plus quand elle dit écouter les enfants, parce que souvent quand on est pris dans notre petit monde, on oublie de les écouter, puis on regarde juste nos petits problèmes.
After I started in mediation, there was a very big difference. And my kids, they were a little more at ease, a little more settled, where before they were always angry at us, at themselves. They had thought that they had done something wrong, and they didn't.
Things aren't getting better with Mark, are they?
I've left almost 2 months ago, and he still hasn't accepted it. Each time we talk, it gets ugly.
Yeah, things will come down. He'll come over it eventually, you'll see.
You don't know Mark. He's more thick-headed than any of those engine blocks he works on.
Don't you remember? It was exactly the same when John left me, except I was the one who couldn't accept it. And we finally sorted out through mediation. Have you ever thought about seeing a mediator?
A mediator?
Mm-hmm.
I can see Mark's face. He wouldn't show up. He would send his lawyer.
Well, that was my reaction, too. I wanted things to settle in court. But my lawyer insisted that I attend an information session so I could get a better idea of what mediation really is.
With Mark, it would be a waste of time.
Well, don't be so sure. And you're lucky. I kept his business card with me.
Who's he? The Wizard of Hopeless Causes?
Almost. That's Paul, our mediator. And when John first mentioned him, I made the same face you're making. And we still meet with him occasionally when things change and we need to modify our agreements.
I guess at this point, I've got nothing to lose.
Oh, that's me. Already? Hi. That's me, Paul. As you can see, I'm no wizard. I'm Catherine and John's mediator. And I may become Mark and Louise's mediator, too. It all depends on what happens next. I can't wait to see how it ends. Follow me. Mediation takes place in an office just like this. It's here that I try to help couples find their own solutions to problems stemming from their separation. Problems that also affect the lives of their children. After all, if the parents are separated, the family continues. There are many ways to settle disagreements arising from a separation. Ex-partners can negotiate through their respective lawyers, or then again go to court and let a judge decide, as Mark suggested. What you have to keep in mind is that mediation is a voluntary process of negotiation. Married or not, our goal here is to come to an agreement concerning the conditions of separation. Louise says she's got nothing to lose by coming to a mediator. What she doesn't realize is that she's got everything to gain. An accredited mediator is a professional who has received additional training in family mediation. He or she may be a lawyer or a notary, a psychologist, a social worker, or a guidance counselor. Keep in mind, mediation isn't couples therapy or a legal consultation session. All mediators have the same objective, though, to facilitate communication between ex-partners and ultimately to help them reach an agreement. I'm taking the tape out. If Louise and Mark come here, imagine the look on their faces if they saw this. Louise kept my business card. She'll probably call, don't you think so? Paul Tremblay speaking? What can I do for you, ma'am?
When you're going through a separation, your mind's completely blocked, and you always think of separation. You do need a third person to unblock your mind, and to give you ideas exactly where your life is going. And mediation, that's what mediation did.
Because I felt that it was enabling us to communicate much better. We were able to be honest and not be afraid to say what we wanted, and without blaming other people. And it was just helping us to be closer together as a family, which was lacking.
My feeling on mediation in general, one of the most important things that our mediator started with was the children. And that perspective was really an excellent perspective to start with.
Est-ce que la médiation présente des avantages pour les enfants? On pense que oui. On pense que c'est très important quand les parents se donnent le mal d'aller s'asseoir tous les deux ensemble, côte à côte, même s'ils ont des choses très difficiles à se dire, même si c'est très souffrant ce qui se passe entre eux, et qu'ils sont capables de mettre de côté ces différends-là pour aller s'asseoir avec une personne tierce qui va les aider à réfléchir et à penser à leurs enfants, c'est extrêmement important.
How do you take it, Miss Stanley?
1 milk, no sugar. Thanks.
What about you, Mr. Berger?
No coffee for me. I've had my quota. Anyway, I don't have all day. I've got a couple of clients waiting for me at the garage.
Obviously, some mediations are more difficult than others. At first glance, it doesn't look like Mark is going to stick around for long. You may think it's funny, but I actually prefer a challenge.
Hey, man, is someone hiding in the closet, or are you talking to yourself?
Coming.
Thanks. I want to set things straight right off the bat. I refuse to commit myself to anything, okay? I've got a lawyer. That's his job.
Can't you let him talk for 2 minutes before getting all riled up?
Don't worry. Anything you agree to in my office will be based on what you two decide. Mediation is about you making decisions, not me.
You're her mediator. How do I know you won't take me for a ride?
All right, let me make myself clear. Louise may have made the initial contact, but I'm not her mediator. I'm here to help every member of the family. I'm impartial, and I have no power to impose anything on either you or your wife.
What are we doing here, then?
Please, do we really have to fight over this? Stop it.
Mediation is a way of calmly discussing every aspect of a separation. Residence, education, and children's upbringing, your other responsibilities towards them, division of assets, alimony, everything.
Let's say we come to an agreement. Do we have to go through the whole thing again with our lawyers?
Not at all. You'll want to provide them with a summary of your agreements, of course, to get their feedback. But the beauty of mediation is that it allows you to avoid long legal battles on issues that you've already resolved here in my office.
If we come to an agreement, as she put it, what happened next?
Our couple is already entertaining the possibility of coming to an agreement. I don't want to rush things, but we're off to a good start.
I'm sorry, I didn't get what you were saying.
It's simple. All you have to do is have your agreements sanctioned by a judge to make them executable.
Well, we better get a move on. I've got only 20 minutes left.
Hold on, Mr. Berger. We're not going to settle everything today. We'll start with an overview of the situation. Sort of get to know each other a bit, you know, and then I'll want you to tell me about your family. Then we'll draw up a plan and broach various topics during each session.
How many sessions will it take?
Well, that depends on you. 3, 6, maybe more. You're the one setting the pace here. But your children's future, your future, I think they deserve the time it'll take. Don't you?
In that case, I'd like to make a request.
Yes? What is it?
I'd like a large black coffee. No sugar.
Sure, coming up. As they say, never judge a book by its cover. Mark may have a gruff exterior, but deep down inside, I have the feeling his heart's in the right place.
I bet you anything he's hiding an intern in the closet.
I think during the mediation process, we recognized what kind of a contribution we could both make towards our children, how different we were. Those differences, mind you, were irritating each other, but yet we, I think, respected those differences to the point that we wanted to see those differences contribute to our children.
It's actually very excellent. We communicate actually very, very well. We don't blame each other, which was really the problem. I was very angry and I was hurt. It had to do with our financial situation, with their father. I've been divorced for 15 years. And it was just like the father still blaming me, the children not knowing really the law of child support. So there was a lot of friction. And when we came to mediation, it opened our eyes. It enabled us to see what the law really is, what each right is of each person. And it helped us to resolve a lot of problems and stop blaming each other for things.
Il est très important pour les médiateurs qui ont une formation, certains d'entre eux du côté juridique et d'autres du côté psychosocial, d'aller chercher des experts qui peuvent compléter les informations dont les parents ont besoin. Alors, il est essentiel, en fait, c'est même la responsabilité du médiateur d'orienter ses clients à différents moments dans le processus de médiation vers des personnes qui peuvent les éclairer sur le plan fiscal, sur le plan légal, sur le plan psychosocial.
Are you doing your homework too?
You can say that.
You're taking meditation classes?
Not meditation, Jeremy. Mediation. Your mother and me are meeting with a mediator. He helps us adjust to our separation. We talk about the family and about how we're going to manage in the future.
Why?
Why? To make sure everyone stays happy. And also so that your mother and me don't fight as much.
Do you speak about me out there?
Of course. We talk about you and your sister. You know, Jeremy, I know what's happening isn't easy for you. But I swear your mother and me love you just as much as before. And that we will always love you. That's why we want to agree on what will happen in the future, you understand? Don't worry. We won't tell the mediator about the mess you always leave behind you.
Hey, that's not me. That's Melanie.
I heard that one before. Speaking of the devil, I'm leaving dinner in the oven for you. Okay, honey?
It's okay, I can whip something up.
Come on. You have to eat. And don't forget to come back here right after practice.
Why do you always tell me what to do? I'm not a baby, I'm not 7-year-old.
I know you're not a baby, but last I heard I was still your father. And I have to take care of you.
Look, you have enough trouble taking care of yourself, so let me lead my own life.
Mélanie Berger, come over here. We have to talk.
I can't. I'm late for practice. I wouldn't want my parents paying my swimming lesson for nothing.
What's up with her?
You got to speak to her, Dad. She's always been mean to me, too. How long is it gonna last, mediation?
I don't know, but at this point, I'd like to see it get settled fast.
Well, I could take the kids for spring break.
What day can you take them?
Friday. What do you mean Saturday?
Saturday for me. There's no way
Why
out of
should
that.
I go with your schedule? If we need to make reservation, I want to take them
Have them
skiing.
all week.
Do you feel comfortable expressing your point of view in front of Mark?
Yes, I feel comfortable. I'm not the shy type. If I can keep the living room furniture, you can have the small car.
That car isn't worth a dime. At least let me have the big one.
Our living room furniture isn't exactly top of the line.
Yes, but according to your estimates, hang on. The big car and the living room furniture are worth about the same.
I don't get it. It's not like Mark to be late for an appointment.
Maybe he had car problems. You know the saying, the shoemaker's son goes barefoot.
What are you trying to say? You don't like my haircut?
Oh, no, that's not what I meant at all.
I'm just kidding. That one gets them every time.
Ah, Mark, we were waiting for you.
Sorry I'm late. We had a muffler job that went on forever. I brought the rest of the muffins as a peace offering.
As long as they're not the rest of the mufflers.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, now let's recap. There are many points on which you already agree. I can see that the children's future is very important to you. I'd like to keep working from that perspective.
True. We agree on that point.
Okay. Now, do you have any questions before we continue?
Yes. Supposing we don't agree on all points. For example, we agree about residency, but not about property division. What do we do?
Oh, it's simple. Your mediated agreements refer only to those points on which you mutually agree.
And we decide the rest in court?
Yes, or through your lawyers before the hearing. Now, if you do go to court, you won't be able to introduce what was said in this office as evidence, unless you both agree to it.
Mediation is confidential. I remember you're telling us that.
I don't want to jinx it, but does it ever happen that everything falls to pieces, like after the 4th or the 5th session?
I hate it when people ask me that, but it's a valid question. It can happen, Mr. Berger. For instance, if one of the spouses is acting in bad faith, we can go around in circles for quite a while.
Sometimes you ask the strangest questions.
What do you mean? As clients, we can never ask too many questions. You should hear some of the questions people ask me about their cars.
Back to cars again. Listening to you makes me feel like we're both on the lift at the garage.
Can we move on?
Of course.
Through the mediation process, by the way, we were able to not only settle our differences in many ways, but we were also able to rekindle a degree of friendship between us. And so I think that process helped a lot in us being able to communicate honestly to each other and in a different fashion than what we had been before.
Like, I do help my mom a lot more, and she's happy about it, but there's less stress on that situation. We can focus on other aspects of our relationship, and that was really driving us apart.
Our relationship is much better as a family, and now we help each other out rather than blaming each other.
I do feel better now because they don't really argue anymore. It's more lively now.
J'ai du plaisir à voir mes parents parce que c'est de bons amis, puis quand je les vois ensemble, ça me fait penser à des bons souvenirs.
En médiation familiale, l'un des objectifs importants, c'est de pouvoir aider et les parents et l'enfant à arriver à une entente qui va faire que des gagnants, pas un gagnant et un perdant. Et ça me fait penser à une parole d'un enfant qui un jour écrivait dans une petite lettre à ses parents, « Je ne veux pas te perdre, maman, je ne veux pas te perdre, papa, je veux vous gagner tous les deux. »
It went really well today. It's never quite perfect, but we did make some progress. The key to mediation is to inspire positive dialogue. Everyone contributes to finding a solution. Everyone feels involved. In the end, there aren't any winners and losers, but two winners. And, you know what I like the most? This. When a mediation is well on the way, sometimes couples keep talking after they leave my office. I'm all for it. Things keep moving forward, and I can relax in the meantime.
We don't talk much lately, don't you think?
I don't know.
Don't you remember? It wasn't so long where you would come in the kitchen and sit next to me to cut up vegetables together?
Yeah.
I would cut a dozen carrots by the time you would cut half of one, because you were talking too much. By the time I was finished, I knew everything that had happened in your day.
I'd say whatever popped in my head.
And I loved it. It makes me feel close to you, Melanie. I miss those days.
Maybe I've run out of things to say.
Well, I've got something to say. I feel a lot stronger these days. I still have a few things to settle with your father in mediation, but if things continue to go well, we will come to an agreement without having to go through a court battle.
Great.
I know now that since I've left, I haven't been there for you and Jeremy as much as I wanted to, but I feel better now. Although I've moved, I still love you as much as ever. Don't you ever forget that. I won't use you to settle my things with your father anymore. If things change, we'll go back to mediation, but we won't move backwards. I promise that.
I like it, Mom, when you talk to me like that, when you don't treat me like a kid.
What do you expect? I still see you like my little girl with pigtails in your lunchbox.
Please, Mom.
How do you get along with Louise these days?
We're still meeting with the mediator. I wasn't so sure about it at first. You know me, I don't like people meddling in my affairs.
I do understand. You won't even listen to your own mother.
But it's different with that guy. It's his job. He doesn't tell us what to do, but he helps Louise and me to see things more clearly. And in the end, it's up to us to make our own decisions.
I'm glad to hear this. It's my best birthday present.
You ain't seen nothing yet. Wait till you see what's in here. Already?
Oh, hello, everybody. Hello, Mrs. Berger. I'm sorry to barge in like this.
Don't apologize. I'm glad to see you again.
What's going on, Louise? Did Melanie take you hostage?
I've got an announcement to make. I want to tell you both at the same time.
Don't tell me you're becoming a mechanic. I'm warning you, little girl. Japanese cars change every year, and it's no picnic.
Honestly, Dad.
You can take out your mitts.
If it's about going camping with that tall boy Kevin, I told you I had to talk to your father first.
That tall, skinny one? No way. He's almost 16.
Will you listen to me for a minute? I made the Quebec swim team. I'm going to the national championship in Vancouver in 2 months.
Oh, congratulations, Melanie.
That's fantastic, honey. Is that what you've been hiding from me, you little sneak?
I'm really proud of you, honey. It was worth dragging your mother in for that.
Can I come, me too? I have to do a research for school on the Rockies.
Well, get a load of that. There's somebody who knows what he wants. Yeah, now that I think about it, I guess I could make the sacrifice and go with Melanie.
That's very generous of you, Mark, but I think I can figure out a way to get there myself.
Don't start fighting over it.
Well, let's just settle it in mediation.